Let me guess, you're now in your early 20s, you've graduated university, you are out on your own, being your own independent person. You might be looking for work, maybe you don't have a job, you aren't really sure what you want to do. And you find out about this guy, Jordan Peterson, online, and you check out his stuff. You realize you really need to clean your room. These ideas are really helping you get your act together, get your life in order, and because of it, you're way better off. Well, right now we're about to hear Jordan Peterson, the man himself, give direct advice for men in their early 20s. Before we do that, please go down, click like and subscribe. It would be awesome for you to support the channel. It means a lot to me. It's nothing to you, but it's everything to me. Please go down, do that, and please leave a comment. I'll reply to you and we'll have an awesome, high quality, good faith discussion. Let's check it out. This is a reaction.
What advice do you have for a young man in his 20s?
Make a plan. Look at what you're interested in. Get disciplined about something. Allow for the possibility that you have something important to contribute to the world and that the world would be a lesser place without that contribution. Don't be afraid of taking on responsibility. It's where you find what sustains you in your life.
A really big thing when you're earlier on in your life and you're figuring things out is things are totally overwhelming and you don't know what to do. It seems impossible to make a choice around a job or a career. You might have graduated university or college, or maybe you're out of high school even, and you're thinking, what the hell am I gonna do? Do I really wanna be a plumber? Do I really wanna be an academic? Do I want to be a professor? Do I want to be a UX designer? Do I want to work in business? Do I want to work in public health? There are all these different areas, and it seems like you have to pick one. And that's super overwhelming. It's almost impossible to think that you could just do one path in life as you're going forward. Now, what generally happens is in the face of this overwhelming uncertainty, you pick nothing. You pick to stay at home, eat chips, procrastinate, have a messy room and a lifestyle that's just kind of filled with a lot of instant gratification. So what's missing for a lot of people in their 20s is just the willingness to take on some responsibility. It doesn't have to be big. It sounds like a huge commitment, like you're devoting the rest of your life to the next thing that you choose. But you could just choose a job, do it because it makes sense now, and understand that you might leave it later. You could do something even less of a commitment, because it's hard to get a job. What you could do is you could volunteer. You could volunteer for an organization, for a series of events, something like the Week for Startups or something like that in your local city. And in doing so, you can make connections, you can explore, and you can learn more about yourself. So the really big thing here that Jordan Peterson is saying is not only is it important that you're willing to take on some responsibility, that responsibility helps you against the tragedy and malevolence of life. The more structure that you can add that makes sense for you right now, the better off you're going to be. And to do that, you need a plan. Let's keep going.
You can take on too much responsibility. You have to be cautious in that regard, but that's a less common problem than not taking on enough. A lot of the things that people regard as traps are actually the means to their life. Often young people are afraid of commitment, for example, in the context of a romantic relationship, and because they feel that that's going to interfere with their pursuit of something more valuable. But that's just not the case. You're not going to find something more valuable in your life than a committed relationship with someone that you love, that sustains itself across time, and that in all likelihood produces children. That's life. And there may be people for whom avoiding that is the better route, but those people are very rare, and you need a real reason to assume that you're one of those people. And hopefully for you, you're not. I've had a very good career, a very meaningful career in multiple dimensions, and it's still been the case for me that the most important part of my life has been my intimate relationship with my wife and my family.
What we just heard there is something very interesting. So instead of thinking of all these new structures, whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship, and thinking of them as something tyrannical that's going to hold you down and keep you from exploring your potential, which we often think in our society about our 20s, You might think, oh, I'm going to wait until my 30s to get married or something like that. Fair enough. That's totally valid way to live your life. You can choose to do that. Now, the counter argument is that structure, having a relationship that you're invested in, having that pillar of your life to support you, is actually something supportive. Like I just said, it's there to support you and it amplifies your life. And I think he said in other videos that marriage is a game that you can only play if you're all in. Or at least he said there are some games that you can only play if you're all in. And there's some truth to that. One thing's for sure, by backing out of responsibility, you're backing out of that structure, that purpose for living that can provide you with support, that can provide you with stability. Now, there's a counter argument to that. Very true. But it isn't true that the opposite of tyranny is freedom. The opposite of tyranny, the opposite of those traps, is chaos. Freedom is in between. And you need to find the balance between the order and the chaos. That's the core message of Jordan Peterson across a bunch of his books when it comes to structure. For you personally in your life and structure in society politically. So if you found this interesting, please let me know. Please comment below and please subscribe and like. It doesn't mean anything for you right now, it's just clicking a button. But for me, it means the entire future of this channel. You are going to be the OG subscribers before it blew up. So you can look forward to gloating about that in the future. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys next time with the next reaction video. Thank you.